so than the Montreal game last week. That game had a lot going for it.
It did, yeah. We, first of all, I thought it was a fantastic result away from home. 2 weeks on the run now, picking up 6 points is great for a multiple, variety of reasons. One is the confidence and mentality that will install in the players now to finish the season off strong. But I thought the performance was really good in the first half. We done enough to score some goals, to be very dangerous. And then we knew in the second half there'll be momentum with San Jose at times. And that's one of the biggest things we've been addressing lately in the training environment is during these moments, how do we understand how to manage these moments as a team? And we're starting to really do that now very, very well. So limiting a very dangerous team, they're one of the highest teams in the MLS at scoring goals, limiting them in them opportunities. I know there was one penalty today, but we've limited them from open play again. So I'm just very, very proud of the players first and foremost. What we're starting to really see now is the process that I've talked about for several weeks. The process is now starting to become results as well for us. So I was very proud of them tonight.
The decision you made to start Brendan McSorley worked out well.
I think so, yeah. 2 goals and an assist is a fantastic accomplishment for him. He's trained well for a long time now. He's been training well with this team. He's took his opportunity with a great performance for himself. And then, even after scoring the goals and getting an assist as well, he's working extremely hard for the team and putting the team first. I think he might have had one cleared in our box as well, deep off the line. So I'm super proud of Brendan today. He fully deserves what he got.
And well, the 3 goals, but Roman did a tremendous job. He had 9 saves. They had 4.9 XG. It seemed like he, again, kept you in the game.
Yeah, it's nice to be on the other side when you have high XG against you and you find a way to win the game. And that's the process, and that's the little details that we've talked about for a while with this team now. Is I've felt very comfortable where they've been for quite some time and how they apply themselves Monday to Friday. What we're seeing now is, as time has been allowed, is just the little details are starting to come in our favour. We had one off the post, I think, in the first half as well. A ricochet, I think, off Timo. Roman had a couple of good saves. But no, it's a great defensive performance tonight to take one of the highest scoring teams in the MLS to only 1 goal.
Yeah, because I want to ask a little bit more just on the decision to go with Brendan McSorley on the right-hand side tonight. Obviously, some things, curveballs thrown your way this week, but to then land on that decision and then to see that success happen from the get-go, like how did it feel to just see that play out over the course of the first 45 minutes?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. We understood that there'd be moments in our scouting that there'd be moments for transition. There'd be moments where we needed some pace up top. They play an expansive back 3, and at vulnerable moments when they lose the ball, they can concede goals and concede opportunities. So Brendan's really good in them actions and in them phases of the game. So that it was more of a tactical decision as well. But he's training really well, as I said. He showed up now for the last couple of weeks with the group. He's trained fantastic, and we've seen massive amounts of success from him on the training field, and now it's obviously transitioning into the game for him as well.
Obviously, you've been in position, make some changes. Kyle Hubert, who hasn't played city minutes in a couple of months. What do you think of his performance and stepping up for them like this?
Yeah, Kai, we just gave him a shout out. It's hard when you have these types of results to give individual shout outs, but Kyle got 1 or 2 minutes in early July, but his last start was June 25 against Orlando. And I had to give him a shout out in the locker room because that is the example of what I want to see in a player and a professional that I coach. Is he shows up every day, he stays prepared, he stays ready so that when his chance is given, he's fully ready for the opportunity. So not only did he start and play a full game for us, he played a very, very good game as well. So I was very, very happy for Kyle tonight.
Topic of conversation before the game was that center back position. The last time you played San Jose, it was Timo Baumgartel and Chris Durkin that you ran out. Was there ever any thought given to Durkin at that position? And otherwise, what is your thoughts on his performances, especially in the first half, with those 2 hockey-style assists that he had?
Yeah, that was one of the thoughts that we had. We had a variety of options when we knew Falou and Kessler were going to be with us. We went through just a couple of different partnerships and what we thought what would be the best for what the game needed. One of the situations for that was Chris's presence in the midfield also. We know that he can cover a massive amount of space for us. We knew at times the game would be open, especially in their 3-2-5 system. They do a good job getting players on our last line, so Chris's ability to come into our defensive line as well and kind of help connect the back four, even though he's a midfielder, was important for us. So I was very happy for Kyle, very happy for Chris that we kept him in the midfield, of course, because we're sitting on the right side of the result tonight.
Involvement in this game, and what are your thoughts on that goal?
Fantastic goal. You know, a player like Marcel, they're the moments that he has to show up and produce in, obviously. So I was super happy for him. His defensive mentality and his defensive willingness now has gone very high for the team, which I'm excited about. One of the tactical decisions to have him come a little bit deeper at times was he could be the free player for us. So we know they like to man-to-man mark at times, try to put a lot of pressure on us. And we felt like the Sixers wouldn't be comfortable coming into them spaces to defend them at times. So trying to utilise him as the free player to get out of it was one of the tactical decisions. And I felt like he chose his moments well today.
If Songbin is here, does McSorley start tonight?
It would be hard, you know. We know he's back in Korea. There's a massive amount on the body there with the travel and the time change. You know, he left immediately after the game last week, so he did miss all a week of training. So he wouldn't have started. He probably would have came on and featured at times if he felt like he was ready. But again, I always take the human being first before the soccer player, even in a situation where we're at. For me, the relationships and the human aspect of it. So he needed some time to go home for personal reasons, and I wanted to respect that and allow him to stay home in these moments for him.
That's it. We're good. Thank you, Coach. For only a few questions.
Brendan, you're always going to remember your first MLS start, but to have 2 goals, an assist, and clear a ball off the line, what was this night like for you?
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know if it's really sat in yet. Haven't called my parents yet, but excited to do that and hear what they have to say. But yeah, just an unbelievable night, and to get 3 points with this group is it's special and exciting to see what it brings for the rest of the season. You know, we're on a really good run, and you know, we're playing for playoffs or pride, but
You froze it, but
so did you.
when you think about other levels at next pro or in college, I mean, this has to stand out just to have a night like that at any level.
Yeah, it's definitely a special night and probably one that I'll talk about for a while. I remember I scored with my brother in the state final in high school, so you know it's up there with that one. So yeah, it's a special night for sure.
Brendan, when we talked a couple weeks ago, you said that it felt like you were kind of just getting started now that you were promoted to the first team. After a night like this, like, did it feel like that was something in the works? Like, did you feel that confidence coming on to be able to have a night like this?
Yeah, you know, I always believe in myself, and every time I'm on the field, I think I'm going to score. And, you know, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it's 2 goals. So, yeah, I'll take it, and yeah, I'm extremely confident in myself, but also try to stay grounded and understand what's gotten me this far, and, you know, that hard work is only going to keep going and hopefully bring me more success and this team more success.
Brendan, you didn't have that many touches on the ball in this match, but every single one of your touches seemed to have some impact, like a serious impact in the game. So what was going through your mind as this game progressed? Was it just everything you did went right and you built more confidence? Was it right place, right time? How did the training play into this and you being in the right spot, especially on that goal line save, which I'm wondering, had you ever had any of that before in your career?
I actually don't know if I've ever cleared it off the line before. But yeah, I mean, I'm the type of guy that, you know, sometimes it's to a fault, but I'm always trying to go forward. And, you know, I'm always trying to make a play and put the team in a good position to try to score. And, you know, that's part of my game that's, you know, got me this far. Sometimes I do need to clean it up and just, you know, maybe play simple, play a back pass, but I really don't enjoy doing that. So, yeah, just learning as I go, and, you know, each game is a new experience and something I'll learn from. So.
Brandon, that first goal, talk about that goal and Klaus's ball to you and just what that meant for you going forward. Did that kind of send you on a positive note going forward?
Yeah. I just think of that moment like so special because Klaus was the guy who took me under his wing when I first came in 2 years ago, and for him to assist it, I was gonna celebrate in the corner, and then I saw him, and I was like, I gotta go run over to him because he's the guy who's, you know, made me feel so comfortable here from the start, and I owe him so much. And for the rest of my career, I'll remember how he treated me when I first came in. So.
What's the feeling within the team now after winning 2 straight on the road?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because we're kind of in a weird spot where, you know, we're gonna keep fighting, not knowing that's not really in our control, what ends up happening at the end of the season. But, you know, this group, I think, is something's kind of changed in recent weeks, I think, and we've become extremely competitive in practice. And, yeah, I'm excited where the rest of the season goes, and hopefully we can end out winning all the games because, you know, that's always the goal.
Okay, thank you, Brendan.
Thank you guys.